Hey guys, what's up my awesome YouTube family? I know that I look very, very fancy right now. I just got home from church, that's why I look all glammed up. But this is a video that I have been wanting to make, but had reasons not to make it for a while. But I really wanted to share this part of my life with you guys, and I haven't told you about it yet, so I wanted to go ahead and do that now. But I'm going to tell you the whole story, okay? So, back in my early 20s, I wrote some short stories. They were not good stories at all. But I've written 3 or 4 short stories, and one of them I had abandoned, like less than halfway through writing it because I got stuck in the story and didn't know how to proceed with it. And so I went to my dad's storage unit earlier this year with my nephew Jonathan, who's in his 20s, and I needed him there to help me move boxes around and that kind of thing. And so I found my stories while I was there in one of the boxes, and I said, Jonathan, I want you to read this story and tell me what you think of it. I said, just if you don't mind, if you do me this favor, I want you to read this story and tell me what you think about it. So he sat down and read it. As I was going through stuff in my boxes and trying to decide what to get rid of, what to keep. And when he finished reading it, he said, wait, where's the rest of it? I said, there is no rest of it. I abandoned the story. I stopped writing it. And he's like, why? Why would you stop? This is an amazing story. And I'm like, because I got stuck. I didn't know how to proceed. I wasn't sure what to do. And I just got frustrated and didn't have the motivation to keep going with it. And he said, I've never read a story like this before. You need to finish this story. I've never heard of a storyline like this. You need to finish this story. And I'm like, really? He's like, yes, this is amazing. You need to keep, I would urge you to keep working on it. So I'm like, well, I'll take it home and see what I can do. I'll toy around with it a little bit. So I did. I brought the story home. I put it typed the whole thing in my computer, and his excitement, his encouragement, his being so passionate about the story is what motivated me to continue it and to keep working on it. And so I brought it home. I was still stuck, didn't know what to do, how to proceed. But I began to get some ideas and things began to just kind of fall into place. And so I kept working on the story whenever I had time, whenever the motivation would strike me. And it wasn't a situation where I knew ahead of time what was going to happen to the characters in the story. I would just sit down and start typing, and whatever came out. That's how I did it. I didn't plan ahead. I didn't think ahead of time what the characters were going to go through. I would just sit down and start typing, and things would start happening. And so I would send Jonathan sneak peeks of the story that was progressing, and he was just so excited about the story being done. And so I finally finished it. I can't remember when I finished it, but it was like around spring or summertime of this year. And we met in person when I was in town. We met in person in the summertime, I think, and I had him read the whole thing from start to finish. And he said he was blown away by it. He just went on and on about how good it was, how much he loved it, how he loved what happened to the characters and what they went through, and that it was just an amazing story. And he was so, his passion and his excitement got me excited too. And he said he's going to publish this. I'm like, I can't afford like a literary agent. I can't afford, and plus, I knew that most publishers will want to edit your story. They will suggest changes and edits and cuts and things like that. And this story was so deeply personal to me. It was my creation. I had birthed this thing into being that I didn't want to make any edits or changes to it. I wanted to stay exactly as it is and not be changed. So I sent a copy of the story to a few friends, and most of them loved it. A couple of them were kind of ambivalent about it, but most of them loved it. And one thing that was a hard pill for me to swallow was they said, if you decide to publish this, do it as a children's book. And that was hard to hear because I wrote this book for all ages, okay? I wrote this book for all ages, all people, all, levels, and I didn't like it being limited to just a children's book or youth book. But it is kind of that, it's kind of, like it or not, that's kind of what it is. So, for me, it's not a children's book, it's just a book. It's a fiction book. But they say you should try to, if you decide to publish this in any way, shape, or form, market it as a children's book. I'm like, okay. So I knew at first I was like, I'm not going to publish it. It's not going to be published. I'm not going to try and do all that stuff because they're going to want to suggest changes and edits, and I'm not okay with that. My book is imperfect and sloppy, but it's my story. It's my personal creation I birthed into being. So I just let it sit for a while. But then I thought, I want people who would love this kind of story to be able to read it. I don't care about making money. I don't care about, fame or anything. I don't care about that stuff. I just want people who might like the story, who might get something out of it, to be able to read it and enjoy it. I want it to be available to whoever may want to pick it up and read it sometime. And again, to me, this book is all ages, not just for children. But, so I found out about Kindle Direct Publishing. And they allow you to publish your book. Of course, they take a percentage of the, the sales from your book, whatever, And I studied it and I researched it and found out what they require, what they do, what they expect, all that stuff. Did my research on it and thought, I think this is how I want to do this. I think this is how I want to make my book available. So I decided to publish my book through Kindle Direct Publishing. I used their website to create the book cover and the back of the book, and so it took me a few days to get everything down the way I wanted it, and I went ahead and published it on paperback and ebook both. And so I put it on Amazon through Kindle Direct Publishing, and it's just, I don't know. I wanted to make this video because the point of this video is not, hey guys, buy my book. I don't care if you buy it or not. I'm not in this to make a lot of money, whatever. But I was thinking the other day how awesome it is that years after I'm gone, years after I passed away and been dead and buried, this personal part of me will still be out there for people. It's an amazing feeling. One of the people who's a family member of mine bought the book, and she said, I can see so much of your heart in this book. She said, I read you on every page. She says, this book is so much a part of you. There's a lot of you, your heart and your soul put into this book. And I was not aware of that. When I was writing it, I was not aware of that at all. And so to have her tell me that, it's like this part of my heart and soul is going to be available after I'm gone, And I've read books over the, several books. I'm not a big reader, but I've read books over the years, and I just loved the storytelling, and I love the fact that years after that person is gone, their work will still be here for people to enjoy. And knowing that I now share in that, it's just an incredible thing. Years after I'm gone, this book will still be there. You know what I mean? And so I created the front and back cover of the book myself. I didn't put a forward in it. I didn't put a listing of chapters in it. A lot of things I forgot about. I didn't put like a forward in it or a dedication in it. I didn't put a listing of chapters in it. So it's it goes right into the story on the first page. But this is the name of the book, Floppy's Mission, and I'm just really excited. So far, 10 copies of my book have been sold. I'm just like, wow. I just hope people like it. I just want people to like it. And yes, it is a quote-unquote children's youth fiction, but I wrote it for people of all ages, and I'm hoping people of all ages will like it, not just children and youth. I'm hoping that people will enjoy it, and people will just love the story and fall in love with the characters, and some of it is this whole story is based in a small part on an experience that I had when I was a child, or teenager, both. And so it's very personal to me. But the idea that something that I created that came out of my brain will be around 10, 20, 50, 100 years from now, it just blows my mind. And I'm happy with that. I'm proud of that. And this book means so much to me. And I love that I was able to publish it as it is. No changes, no edits, no cutting parts out that didn't match up with somebody's idea of what should be. It's 100% my genuine, unique work. And this story, I started writing this story, I think back in between 1988 and 1991 is when it started. So, yeah, it's just, I can't believe I'm holding like my own book. This is just amazing to me. So, yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys that I have a book now. And this is not a whole being pleased by my book thing. It's not, I don't care about that. I just want to share with you, hey, I wrote a book, and it's out there now, and people are reading it, and hopefully they're liking it, and how cool is that? I just think it's such an awesome thing to experience, and so I just wanted to share with you that I wrote a book, and yeah, it's a work of fiction, it's a fiction story, it's not grounded in any kind of truth at all. This seed for the idea was based on the experience I had as a kid, but it's not, it's not a memoir, it's not an autobiography, it's not a any of that. Nothing to do with my real life. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna get this uploaded. But yeah, I wrote a book. I'm in shock. I wrote a book, and yeah. So, yeah, and my dad read it. He said he liked it. It's not his kind of story, but he liked it. Lois read it. She really enjoyed it a lot. Let's see. Of course, my nephew, of course, he was the first one to read it, but it was finally done. And a few friends have read it too. So I'm just excited and happy because I wrote a book, and that's kind of a big deal for me. And people that have read it or have told me, you should keep on writing. You are a writer. You should keep writing because you are a writer. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you kind of are. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I've had ideas for other books, but none of them really felt right to me. So who knows? This may be the first of several. Who knows? We'll see where this weird journey takes us. But yeah, I wanted to share with you guys I wrote a book. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.